cultural details of, for example, Genesis, all the way through the Old Testament, they fit perfectly the age in which they were given. Let me just give you one example. Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers for 20 shekels of silver. We know that 900 years later, it was 90 shekels of silver for a slave. Now, if those stories, as some critics claim, if those stories were made up in the time of, let's say, the Jews in exile, in Persian exile, and they were making up the whole of the Old Testament, as some critics claim, to give the Jews a kind of heroic background and story, there's no way they would have known these cultures. They couldn't do the kind of research modern scholars can do. That was impossible. They have to be authentic records of what actually happened at the time. Throughout the Old Testament, you have some 26 or 27 pagan kings mentioned, every one of them in the right context in the Bible. That would be impossible for somebody making up the stories 100, 1,000, 900 years later. It just wouldn't be possible.